Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Little rally here. We're approaching those highs again there, Joel. 1531 right up near the highs of the year. Is this the day we break out, or are we going to make a double top up here?
Well, we're already through that 1530 level. That had been the recent high of the move. We're just kind of sneaking up and going here. I guess if you're playing it
Sneaky rally.
really, really, really tight, if you dip back under 530, you're going to be looking at support at the close, which is 1525.75. And we really didn't stick much below there during the overnight session, 1524.5. So let's call the major trend up north still intact as long as we hold 1525.
Yeah, market is strong, and Google continues to be strong here this morning. Jefferies, the newest brokerage house to come out, upgrade the price or raise their price target up to 1,000 on Google. So we got another one jumping on the Google $1,000 bandwagon here. It's up another $5 this morning, and you want to talk about a stock that just continues to trend and to move higher. This is the stock. This stock is so in favor right now.
826.99 has been the high in the pre-market. Now, folks might wonder, how the heck do you do numbers when a stock gets in these, in this kind of a parabolic move? Well, the first thing is you got to look at the whole and the half numbers. You got to figure there's a little size kicking around at those levels. And then also just kind of look at the average daily ranges on this stock. Usually it makes a higher low pretty much early in the session. As yesterday, it opened up right near the low of the day, 805.30. 805 was the low and just took off from there. If you're looking for support at this thing, if you're actually trying to short this beast, 822.84 was the former all-time high. So that will act as support in the GOOG monster.
As much as Google is in favor, Apple continues to be out of favor. It doesn't matter if the market goes up, Apple goes down. If the market goes down, Apple is up $2 this morning, so I guess I should cut it a little bit of slack. It isn't down yet, but you know how this stock rolls over. And this is unbelievable. Really, since October, September of last year, you've seen this completely reverse. I think it was in September last year, Apple and Google were trading at the same exact price. They were both about $680. Now Google up at $826, Apple down at $420. There is over a 400-point spread between these two stocks. What a reverse. I mean, you talk about trending markets. We've talked about them before. This is a trending market. When a stock gets in favor, it continues to be in favor for a long time. And when they're out of favor for a long time. And wow, I just can't believe, that this trend can continue. But Apple just continues to disappoint and make new lows.
We did bounce off that 419 level. That was the low yesterday. Multiple lows in the 419 level going back to January of 2012. Getting a slight bounce here in the pre-market, but once again, you can't get too excited in this thing. The spike so far in the pre-market's taking us up to 424.64. So we'll use that as a parameter on the long side. If you're playing it from the long side, look at that as your first point of resistance. And then coming down, 419.50 was a recent spike low, but 419 was yesterday's low. So I think, I don't want to say buy it, take an attempt here and, let it, give it down to the $400 level. But, looking at the monthlies, the ugly looking chart, but we did come down to 409 back in January. January 2012 was a big month for this stock on the way up, starting to do a little bit of consolidation here. So Apple bulls, hold on.
It's so hard to fight that trend. Like when you've got markets that are trading trendy, which these markets are, and individual stocks trading very trendy. When you're trying to call the bottom, when you're trying to buck the trend, you were fighting a lot of momentum. We always talk about, when it turns. If you can identify when it turns, there's some big money to be made. But it's so difficult. Like take a look at the stock of Yahoo just from last year, Joel. Yahoo trading up here again this morning, getting an upgrade from Cantor, which is pushing it up this morning. But it's hard because not only are you fighting the trend, you're fighting like brokers that are jumping in, brokerage houses that are jumping on the bandwagon now. Is Yahoo going back to $100 or anything like that? Probably not. But I mean, looking at it, you can have obviously these turns of momentum. And Yahoo turned last year. Let's go to last year. Just bring up the chart from the whole last year, Joel, and you can see. Look, yeah, when we bottomed there, right in I think it was September, around 14 and a half, we are up $22. So we are up now 8 points on a $14 stock. You're up 60% here in the last 6-7 months in this stock. It's been an incredible move for Yahoo. So if you were able to identify that trend earlier, or even the breakout playing at above that 16.5, man, there was a lot of money to be made in this stock.
Yeah, you had the March breakout over 16.5 here to 20, kind of consolidated a little bit. When I look at this chart, and a few weeks ago, you get for the custom level analysis, I was looking for the stock and a few people, and it makes a clusters of highs in the same area, that 21 and a quarter to 21.40 area here encompass this thing. Had just a little bit of a sell-off for a few days, and then boom, busted out again. So it kind of has this 2 or 3 or 4 day runs, then consolidates for a few days, pulls back. So maybe this, you're running to a nice round number like 23 here, even though you did get above it in the pre-market. You got big spike up to 23.35. Perhaps you'll get another pause at the $23 level.
So hard, though. This is just a stock that has so much momentum to the upside. Just like if you look at Best Buy, like here we were talking, we had, obviously Best Buy was basically dead money here for the whole entire last year. Turns around in early 2013. Obviously, I've made a bottom, lots of bottoms there in the $11, $12 area. Then just all of a sudden got momentum, started running. It doesn't even matter that Schultz isn't interested in the company anymore. This thing has so much momentum now, continues to move up. Had a nice new high again on the move yesterday. Trading up here again this morning on Best Buy, just a couple hundred shares. But 1810 is where it just ticked to. But this stock just has momentum as well.
Yep, 1813 was yesterday's high. Looking at the pre-market activity, you do have 1810 as the high from yesterday. So you do have some resistance at that area, but minor resistance that is. It has caught some momentum here. This $18 level was a really key level going back to September. So if we can clear this 18 level, maybe make a move up to 1853, which was the high that you had back in October of last year.
A stock that has lost all its momentum so far. J.C. Penney here, Joel. Check this one out. The rumor last night was that Deutsche Bank, CNBC, actually Doug Cass was breaking, and then CNBC was breaking it as well. Deutsche Bank is shopping a 10 million share block in the 1640 to 1660 area. That's knocking it down here again last night, knocking it down again this morning. It's a stock obviously that had an earnings disappointment, consolidated kind of in the $17, $18 area for the last couple of days, but is now breaking down again. There's a key number here though, and the key number is back here, 1569. We bottomed on November the 16th. So looking at that number there's a key bounce area, and last night on this news we got down to 1575. So there you go. There's a big number for J.C. Penney. Not trying to pick a bottom here, but you have a tradable reference point at least if you're looking to either bring in a short or if you're looking to initiate a long. Starts taking that level out, then you got to get nervous again. But you need to, when you're trading stocks like this, especially if you're going counter trend, you need to have a reference point. You need to know where your out is, because you do not want to get caught up on the wrong side of one of these stocks that's making a new trend, and especially if it's to the downside here.
What were they? They were shopping just a 10 million share a block.
Yeah, for somebody else. Yeah, for a shareholder. I don't think they disclosed who it was. That wasn't disclosed, but it was just, and this is rumors too. Bill Ackman trying to get it. They were actually saying it might have been Valero or actually, I forget who it was. For Vornado, the real estate company, VNO, they were saying it might be
Uh-huh.
Vornado Realty that had because they own some shares. But I don't think any of this is confirmed here. But that's why the stock's trading down this morning, and it was trading down on wicked volume last night. Like I mean, trading hundreds of thousands of shares in the 15 in the $16 area, all the way down to 15.75 before it has got a little bit of a lift here. Well, you can see it there on the pre-market chart. But I mean, the momentum still seems to be to the downside on this one as well. Full disclosure, I do have a trading position on NJC Penney as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of pain being inflicted on the street on this stock. Dennis made a reference point to where it got down after the close. You got down under the $16 level. Got a nice pop up to 16.40. Looks like someone likes that nice round number of 16 here, Dennis, over the last 15, 20 minutes. Every time we've been coming down to the $16 level, been getting some bounces. So if you're looking at, bring in a short or you're a brave long, $16 may be the point. You do have the reference point of the low of the move here, which was 15.69. Also, another good way, if you don't want to play this right off the hop or whatever, and you get the flush down through 16, and gets a spike down. A lot of times, it flips under a big number like that, gets down to 15.80, 15.90. Boom! Someone sends an order. Buy me, 20 million up to 16.10, and then boom! It immediately rebounds, on that big order. So if you want to play it that way, that's another viable trading strategy.
Just gotta have your reference point. That's the whole key to around all of those strategies. Qualcomm increasing the dividend here this morning. Here's a stock that's had nice consolidation in the last basically month. They're increasing their quarterly dividend up to 35 cents from 25 cents, announcing another $5 billion stock buyback here. So Qualcomm looking good here, getting right up to old resistance and possibly breaking out here this morning. High of the move looks to be 67.45, and we are breaking out above that this morning. So here you got another stock that is breaking out. Qualcomm looking good in the pre-market.
Yeah, got up to 68, 62 was that initial spike, coming back, having a little consolidation around the $68 area. Under 68, things open up quite a bit. Look at the daily here. Did have multiple tops in the 67.44 to 67.50 area. Now that will act as some minor support. So if you're shorting it off the open or early in the session, coming down to 67.50, that would be your first minor support point.
One more stock just wanted to highlight. Walgreens actually just announced same-store sales down 0.6%. It's trading down just a bit here. This 42 level, absolutely enormous for the stock. It's got up there about 5-6 times here in the last 10-12 trading sessions. There's somebody dumping a big block at 42, and the high-frequency traders are feasting on them in front of that area from the 41.85 to 41.99 area. Can't seem to get through there. Obviously, it's pulling back here this morning with the same-store sales being weak down to 41.50 just on light volume. But wow, that 42 level just enormous.
Yeah, that's a lot of Q-tips and bottles of Tylenol, but definitely getting a little bit of a pullback here in the pre-market. The initial spike took you down to the 41.47 level, 41.50. That will act as add support here, minor support as we're trading. A lot of times when you get these same store sales or things and whatnot, you like to see how the stock trades in context of yesterday's range. You're only 25 cents away from yesterday's highs, so as they're digesting this news, it's haven't really shaved that much off the price. Coming back on the downside, 40.98 was yesterday's low. That would definitely be your first minor support area. And then you had a triple bottom from 40.62 to 40.67. So even though it's getting knocked down here and not not going very far.
Wanted to highlight a couple other ones. Eli Lilly, bring up a chart on this because this is consolidating here, looking and trying hard to break out above this 55 level. I don't know if there's somebody selling a huge block right below 55 as well, but it just keeps topping out, grinding higher. Eventually here, it looks like it's ready to go to me. This looks like, this consolidation from last month is just incredible. It's a stock that's had a hell of a run from the beginning of the year, trading down near 48 bucks, ran up to 53, 54, 55, or close to 55, has now consolidated, but it looks like it's gearing up to go again.
Yep, for the last four highs between 54.85 and 54.99, confirming that resistance at the $55 level. I know over the weekend there was some positive developments on an HIV virus, a cure for that with a baby that was born with it. I'm not sure if Lilly is participating in that, but when you are playing, these stocks that are related to the drugs, and new discoveries and stuff, it definitely has an effect on it. But looking at the pre-market activity, we just have ticked that 54.95 level. So 55 major area resistance, or else we're breaking out to new highs.
Well, overall market thoughts here, Joel, before we close the show. Obviously, we've gotten up into this and breaking out to a new high on the move here. Is this going to be one of those sneaky rallies, just slow, steady climb here, and then all of a sudden we start to get some gas, or what do you see happening here today?
It's just the same old thing, man. Same old. We could just roll the tape from yesterday. I mean, this thing just continues to, flirt with the resistance points and then blows through them. 1530 is our reference point here on the upside. That was been the former high of the move. If playing it real close to the belt, you would not like to see it. I mean, if it does dip below there, you wouldn't like to see it close there on the 15 or the 20-minute or 15-minute chart. Going on the upside, Dennis. I mean, I have nothing but minor resistance levels. Perhaps going up to the 1550 level. We've been averaging, 15, 16-point ranges. So if you project that from the 1524.50 level, our target on the day would be 1540.
Market is strong, continues to buy pullbacks, and continues to be strong. That's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading session, and we will be back with you tomorrow.